The second player going to be coming up versus him is going to be Fnatic Pink. First map is going to be Polar Knight. Matchup is PvZ. Polar Knight, a very interesting map in this matchup. And I kind of checked the stats for these two guys in the meantime. And what I found out does not bode for this guy in the top, Fnatic Pink, very well.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
His opponent is in the bottom side of the map. He's going to be the red Zerg player representing Samsung Galaxy Khan. He's going to be Armani. Looking to move on through with his teammate Solar here today. Can he do it though, Bellamar?
Well, if I go by the very popular site Ali Gulak, I'd have to say that yes, absolutely, because the percentage of chance of Armani winning this match is like 70 or 80%.
Wow.
In a best of three versus Pink. So that's quite decisive.
That's brutal.
But they have played versus one another before in a best of three. And Pink did take one game off of Armani. If the data is to be believed. So
That
Armani
was actually
did
in the first qualifier for this event.
I think so. So, you know, Pink definitely capable of defeating this guy.
We actually saw that series on stream, and it was a pretty good series. It was very close, and honestly, Pink should have won. He just made a couple of small mistakes, so Pink could cause an upset here. And I think many people would expect Armani to maybe win this, to move on to the round of 8 at least. But I really do think Pink can cause this upset. He has it in him.
Now, if Pink manages to throw down a pylon right here, then Armani might be in a lot of trouble. He did not queue up an additional Overlord, only just now is he queuing that up, so his hatchery might be very late if Pink decides to throw a pylon down and then cancel.
Yeah, Pink just gonna keep blocking with the probe though, and now one hit from death.
The probe is gonna... Oh, it's gonna... Ah, it dies. Right, so the hatchery goes down just actually almost 300 minerals later than it should have, which is, you know, this was a little bit greedy by Armani, not queuing that Overlord up. He really wanted to get that hatch down and force the issue, but Pink just blocking so well. And he's opening up with a single gas, going to be getting an expansion of his own. And we see a gas just now finishing for Armani as well, so he'll be getting at least the speed upgrade from there, and then pulling back 2 or 3 drones and getting a third base. Having speedling upgrades, you know, the metabolic boost is just such an essential component in Zerg play versus, especially versus Protoss. You just cannot go gasless versus Protoss players, unlike, you know, ZVT and ZVZ.
We actually saw in the Zowie series, the finals, the round of 8, so that we saw so many players try and go gasless against Patience.
That didn't work.
No, it didn't work at all, like ever. That being said, though, I think Nurture did it against whichever Protoss player he played in WCSEU, and he did manage to hold off the 4-gate with it. So
yeah, but yeah, I know it was on Frost, I think, right?
yeah, that was exactly the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's. I mean, these kind of openings for the Zerg are very map specific, and I mean, I was very impressed if he held a 4-gate with that, right? But
yeah. I was impressed too. You know, you have to really be on top of your game though. You have to scout early. You have to, once you've scouted early...
is he going to see the... Is he going to see...
Nope.
He didn't see the additional gateway.
No, he did not.
Because we have 2 in the bottom and 1 more in the top, so it's going to be 4 gateways, and he was trying to get there, and he could theorize that there is an additional gateway in the main base, just by the fact that the probes were being very adamant about that Zergling not seeing that, and now he confirms with the Overlord, so he should start looking for proxy pylons right now. Is he going to find them? Has to be careful not to lose these links. These are going to be essential in finding those pylons.
Yeah, these gateways come online, and we do have Zealots starting to warp in. So unlike the game against Solar, we will see our Pink committing to this very, very quickly here, and it's been spotted by this Overlord. So now he has to start making units already. In fact, Lings are on the way though, and he does have speed, which helps so much with this. And
Now
this
Pink-
mothership core moving towards the main, that's interesting.
Wow.
Pink throws down the row, but he's not going to like commit to this massively, like you can sometimes see. He's smart enough to back off. And the thing is, though, like Armani, he's not sure exactly how much Pink's committing.
Oh my god!
3 more Zealots walked in. Oh wow, I didn't expect that.
But this is not gonna turn out very well for Pink. I don't think. We got 12 more Lings on the way and 4 Roaches, and behind this Pink is teching up. He's getting a robo facility, 2 additional assimilators. If he cannot bind the Zerg army to this group of Zod for long enough of a time, he might take some damage from the counter-attack once Armani ends up defending this.
Yeah, whoa, we've got these Zealots going to get surrounded. And, well, he was thinking about throwing down a Time Warp there, I think, and now's the time to just get out of there and recall. But I think he's left it a little bit too late. I don't think he can recall now without losing the mothership core, and he does not want to lose that. So he's just going to run. He'll keep these last few Zealots. To be fair, he traded pretty well. He got rid of a lot of the Lings, and that's actually good for his follow-up here, which is the Mortal Push.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that was that engagement from Armani was a little bit premature. I mean, if he waited for a couple more Roaches, he would not have lost as many Lings as he did, because there were like what 8 Zealots there. That's a lot of Zealots for 20 Lings to deal with. So he lost 29 Lings. Now imagine those Lings being here with these Roaches right now.
He actually loses a sentry at the front. Pink, this is not how you're meant to do this. Every sentry counts here.
That's true.
Even the force field would have been better, and there's Immortal in the wall now, so more sentries coming in, that's the better. Getting these Roaches is really, really nice, in fact, for only shield Immortal.
You know, and right now it's Armani who needs to occupy the Protoss forces, because he's got a Hydrodon on the way. If Pink decides to push off of 2 bases, which is definitely what it looks like, he got all probes, he's on 46, which is very good. He's heading on 3 additional gateways, War Prism is on the way. He needs to stall. Armani needs to stall to allow for sufficient Hydra numbers to accumulate.
Wow. Yeah.
What?
I'm just kind of interested in the fact he's going into Hydras here, because, you know, they're very expensive to get, and without a kind of good number of them, they die very
exactly,
quickly.
but
you can see the supplies. I mean, Pink's actually ahead on workers.
Well, yeah, he's at that. But right now, the Zerg player has to produce nothing but arm units. The thing with Hydras is, once you get Grooved Spines upgrades, which means Armani needs 1 more minute. He needs to stall for 1 more minute. That's a lot of time in StarCraft match. Yeah. With that Grooved Spine upgrades, you can snipe sentries despite force fields. You can shoot from behind the force fields, and you will get at the sentries. Without that upgrade, the Hydras don't have the range. That's their biggest advantage, making force fields less effective, as you're still able to deal damage, even if you're force fielded out. With Roaches, you can't do that.
I'm so worried right now for Armani. I really do not think he's got enough to kill this.
I don't think he has.
Warps. Look at the amount of Stalkers coming in here. The Warp Prism for Micro as well. Has to be careful not to lose the Warp Prism to Hydralisks, but as long as he keeps it far enough back, he should be okay. And
he cannot give up this 3rd base. If he gives up the 3rd base,
I think it's dead. I mean, force fields can just block him out.
Yeah, he's trying to go around. You got the force fields, not the best force fields in the world, I have to say. Both time warps expanded as the mothership core very quickly gets down. Transfusers are flying towards the Roaches as fast as they can, but all of the Queens are blocked out right now. 5 of them being here, 10 more Roaches on the Remax. The Immortals are still staying alive though, but all the force fields are gone, Wardy.
Yeah, these Queens transfusing each other. This is a very close fight, and now these Hydras are basically all that's left, and that's a little bit of an issue because he needs to save these Immortals.
He's going to hold!
Pink needed a warp in a little bit sooner. He's been able to warp in, but he didn't want to because he wanted to move right over the Warp Prism, lose the Immortal and the Warp Prism.
That's it?
Armani! Oh, wow.
Wow, Armani's so good.
If the force fields were better, Pink could have just force fielded straight across, kill the 3rd base, recall, and then, you know, wait a few minutes, wait 3 minutes for his economy advantage to kick in, the lack of the 3rd base to really start hurting, and move out again. Like, you could even start taking to Robobane. He actually has a probe advantage, so that fight could have been so much different. But the force field's just
there will have to be a counter-attack right now, because usually when this fails, what the Protoss players do, they just get another set of immortals, maybe even a higher count. And Pink, he's been warping in sentries back home. He wants to go for another round. He has to go for another round. He knows he did not kill the third. He did not kill any drones because there were not any drones at that third base. So all he killed was exchanged army units. This is not how he can win the game now. And Armani doing the very smart thing. He's going to be pressuring. He's going to be attacking, not trying to go in due to the force fields and photon overcharge, which will be available in about a minute. And he's going to drone just a little bit behind this as he's reinforcing the front.
Yeah, even killing these gateways hurts Pink so much. That's 2 gateways he has to rebuild in 7 more units. And he's going to get an immortal. This force field's just broken. And Pink lets up concentration for just a second. He's going to lose everything here, and that's just going to be game over a little bit faster than we expected it to be. Armani taking it pretty close, honestly. Game number 1 wasn't really dominating as we may have thought, but a very nice hold, a very solid hold. Pink, I think, messed up a little bit more than he was, a little bit more than,